For a little under 2 hours, I have been talking to God and receiving visions from God. And God has been putting it on my heart to reveal this, and I'm glad that the time is now. God has led me to a lot of prophets videos on YouTube of them telling people that they watch too many prophetic words and that they need to spend time with God and that they're idolizing. The message that they're relaying is it's time for you to get more clarity from God. And God is going to shift things in your life. They also get comments of people saying that it didn't happen and it's a lie because people believe that it was time for something to happen in their life and it did not happen. What God has brought me here to say to you is God is going to lead everything to start and stop what is necessary. For 4 years, God has been leading me to spiritual content. And I have been believing for 4 years something was going to happen. And at those times, I always thought it was going to happen at that time. It did not mean that it was not going to happen. What happens is when God tells you something ahead of time, you have to prepare for it. And so there's layers inside of you that will not be able to get addressed unless you receive certain information. So every way that you feel about any form of information that keeps getting told to you is helping you evolve. When God is telling you that something is supposed to be in your life, every way that you feel about it is very important. Let's say you get irritated by a prophetic word telling you that something is coming in your life or someone. Well, that means that you will be irritated when it comes, or you will at some point get irritated because something is not going the way that you want it to go. So while you may be so upset and impatient, that's the exact reason why you don't have it yet. God does not hold back everything from you because of your attitude, but a lot of things are held back because you have to have a certain maturity to maintain it. You're meant to be a reflection of God. Remember that through everything that you do. It's not about what you get. I was crying to God about an hour ago because it's like, God, you keep blessing all your people, all your prophets, and they're saying that they don't want to do what you tell them to do, that you're taking too long, that they want to give up on you because they're not getting what they want. And that is so selfish, and you deserve to be respected and appreciated more than that. You keep doing all this stuff for people. And then it's like, we know exactly how it feels not to be appreciated. So it's like, how dare humans keep doing that to God? The God who created everything. It's like, do y'all really believe what y'all saying? And then God answered me and God said, remember, just like you, they learned a lot of things, and those layers is all in them, and everybody have a different path. We are all built different. I was made with so much inside of me that I didn't have to be taught. And that was very interesting because a part of my journey with that was arrogance. Even with me just pausing, God was correcting the way that I tell my story in my head, because God does not want me to tell my life story in a certain way where I am judging and looking down on the way that I once did things, or saying certain things are cause and effect, because cause and effect is not the reason for anything, it's God. Because we have all seen people have other results for things that have a certain cause and effect. Like, for example, people have get into car accidents and their car is okay. People have get into car accidents and they walk away. There's people who get into car accidents and they die. So cause and effect is an accident, but the way that accident manifests and the damage that it causes and the results of it is all based on God's plan. It's not just chance. Life is not just chance. When God tells you something, it's not just chance. God tells you you're going to win the lottery, it's not just chance. God is going to lead you to get what's yours. You're going to get what's yours. This world keeps thinking that things are chance and luck. No, it's not. It's God. And so that's all for now. Don't let nobody keep making you believe that you're watching too many prophetic words, okay? God will stop you. And even when God stops you, you still learning something. Because for a lot of you, it's way deeper than the message that you're getting about receiving something. A lot of you, God is calling you to do the same thing that they're doing. And so there's a lot of things that you're going to learn that you are going to do or not going to do. That's one of my favorite things to learn too, is what to do and what not to do when I'm watching somebody. And then it also teaches you not to shun them away just because you don't like something about them. It's so many other messages that you get when you watch prophetic videos, and they don't even understand their power. I mean, they are relaying a message that God told them to understand, but they still don't understand their power in a certain capacity to help them understand that God teaches in a multitude of ways. Every message has its time and purpose. I'm not saying that they're wrong for relaying their message, but every time that they say that, it's not always because God told them to say that. It's because that they're getting frustrated and don't want people to become dependent on them. And they also feel hopeless inside of them. And so it's a lot of stuff going on that's inside of prophets that God will also teach you during these prophetic videos. So trust me, everything that God does has a multitude of lessons connected to it. It's not just one reason why you do anything, why you watch anything, why you read anything, why you hear anything, why you see anything, why you feel anything, why you have anything, why you give anything, why you receive anything. It's always multiple reasons to it. God gave me a dream 2 months ago, and God told me every time I remind you of that dream, I'm going to add more to it. And then there's dreams that I had 4 years ago that God is just not making sense. So do not let anybody make you believe that you're not paying attention to God enough. I hear also in prophetic videos, they say people pray and they ask God a question and they just go about their life, and that's not how you do it. Sometimes God do lead you to do that. And so with some people who are sensitive to where they are right now, and they feeling like they doing the wrong thing because that prophet told them that. But then again, everything has its place, because you have to know how to understand what's going on, what messages for who, what God is saying to you, why it's so important for you to have your confidence, because you cannot depend on somebody who has power and let them overrule with what God is doing in your life. And then it also helps you understand what God is doing in your life, because the more you know that God is doing everything in your life, the more can nobody shift you from that. But when you're not sure that God is doing it in your life, then what somebody say could sway you. Then God is going to correct you. I love you, and most importantly, God does too. I am a spiritual advisor. The description about what I do is in the description area, as well as my email. I address all areas of life, including business. And most importantly, I help people understand the ways that God communicates.